Welcome back, folks. We are now joined by David Houston, who is the Air Show Chairman and Finance Officer. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Yes. Now, you have some information to share with the public.
We have some changes that are
Yes.
taking place with the Rio Grande Valley wing of the Commemorative Air Force. To make it short, we are having to leave our home of 27 years in Brownsville, and we're moving to the Cameron County Airport,
Okay.
which is a World War II era airport with lots of ramp space and a big hangar. So we will be relocating there. We have the trucks loaded, and we're starting our move within the next week or two.
Wow.
And we won't be able to open our museum for probably another month or so as we get our display set up and all that. But we want people to know that we haven't gone away. We're still here, and we will be doing some aviation-related events. We just won't be able to do Air Fiesta this year.
Not Air Fiesta. Now, I know, have you heard anything from the public when you did first put out that information about no Air Fiesta this year? I'm sure a lot of disappointment.
This is the first time since 1991 that we haven't done an air show.
Wow.
So it's something that we're always used to, and it leaves a hole in our lives. But we're excited about the future. We think that at Cameron County Airport we have a lot of opportunities out there. It's right next door to the Laguna Atascosa Wildlife Refuge. It's right on the way to the new causeway as soon as that gets built. So hopefully it'll be easily accessible to tourists and locals alike. So we're excited about that.
Perfect. Now tell us a little bit about the Air Fiesta itself and the air show, and people who may not have ever been or just watching right now and want to know more about what they can expect maybe next year.
Air Fiesta is a big air show that we do every year, or used to do every year. And it is our sole fundraiser for our flying museum. It helps keep the airplanes flying, keeps our museum open, pays the bills. We are part of the Commemorative Air Force, which is a large international organization whose purpose is to maintain in flying condition World War II and other vintage aircraft. Now this is unlike any other airplane museum anywhere because all the airplanes actually fly.
Wow.
Well, that's expensive to keep those airplanes in the air. So Air Fiesta is an opportunity for us not only to raise money, but to present the airplanes the way they were intended to be presented in the air. And it's amazing when we have tours of school kids come through the museum and see these airplanes up close and personal. So many of these kids have never even seen an airplane in person. They see them on television.
TV,
But,
movies,
So we think we know we are providing a valuable education to kids that have never been exposed to that. Air Fiesta also helps demonstrate the possibilities of aviation, aviation careers, and we just hope that by doing the air show and flying our airplanes, we can get people, particularly the younger generation, to fall in love with aircraft and aviation. So we do it in a fun, family-friendly way, and it's a unique experience. There's nothing like it south of San Antonio. So we're excited about the possibilities of getting Air Fiesta up and running again next year.
Most definitely. And have you ever had anybody who attended years ago and then come back and say, I'm a pilot now, or I'm working with aviation?
Actually, we have. I'll give you one quick example. We had a young man who used to hang out in our hangar. He would wipe down airplanes, and he'd paint chocks and just all sorts of little odds and ends when he was in high school. And we told him, we said, Rudy, you got to go to school. You can't cut classes to come hang out here at the airport. You got to graduate. Well, he had an unpleasant family situation, so he really liked the airplanes. So make a long story a little bit shorter, he graduated from high school and joined the Navy. Well, about 5 years later, we got a phone call from him, and he said, "Hey, are you guys going to go to the Corpus Christi Air Show?" We said, "Yeah, we're going to be up there." He says, "Good. Well, I'll be there too." "Oh, really? Well, what are you doing?" He says, "I'm with the Blue Angels."
Oh, wow.
He had become a specialist in safety features on the F-16s that the Blue Angels are flying.
Oh my goodness!
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
He is one of our real success stories. We're real proud of Rudy.
Most definitely, and I'm sure with kids tours and schools coming into the museum, what are some of the questions that you get, or some of the things that are just so?
I got a question the other day. We had some people that were in the hangar. They look at our airplanes and they said, "Well, how are you going to get these airplanes over to Cameron County?" I said, "We're going to fly them." These airplanes actually fly. It's so these are old airplanes. The oldest airplane we have was built in 1929.
Wow.
And so they don't look like they ought to be able to fly, but they do.
They do.
Yeah.
How exciting.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And here's another thing that I want to stress. We do all of this with volunteer labor.
Wow.
We derive absolutely no financial support from CAF headquarters or anyone else for that matter. So it's all done with volunteers, it's anyone and everyone who is involved with volunteer organization. Everybody knows you never have enough volunteers.
Of course, I know, right?
Good volunteers are in short supply. Even bad volunteers are in short supply. So we're constantly looking for volunteers. We need mechanics, carpenters, electricians, pretty much anything you can think of. We can use. And you don't have to be a pilot, by the way, to join.
Really?
You just have to have a love of aviation and history. That's all.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that, they can just come out and meet a group of people that they share the same interests with and kind of,
We have some amazing rolling stock. We have a 1937 Lincoln touring car. We have a Model T that belonged to the same family since 1923.
Oh,
they
my
donated it to us a
goodness.
few years ago. So we have Jeeps. We have a command car. We have all sorts of things.
That's amazing.
That need constant attention.
Just
so.
a hidden treasure. out there.
Absolutely.
Now, if people want to come out and volunteer, or if they want to give you all a call, find more information, who can they call and where can they go?
I would suggest going to the website,
Okay.
rgvcaf.org, because we're going to keep everyone up to date on our progress as we get ourselves moved and opened. And there's contact information on the website.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, David, for coming
Thank you
in
for
today.
having me.
I'm excited for next year.
Right.
We're going to start
I want
brand
to
new
come
next
back
year.
and tell you more.
Yes, next year definitely we're going to have you come in
Great.
and do it all over again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, folks. Well, the next organization wants to engage the community in shaping the future of local education. You'll find out who we are talking about when we come back.